Good morning, good morning, good morning to each one of you, and welcome to my this channel, YouTube channel. So it's a wonderful business lesson, and each one of you must know how to manage the performance. See, as an executive, as a manager, or as a leader, you're the most identity. Your identity is the performance you are producing, right? So the leader or the manager who knows how well he can manage the performance, he goes up in the ladder. Because at the end of the baby, end of the session, at the end of the month, end of the year, end of the quarter, the entrepreneur, wants to see what is the performance you have delivered during the month, during the quarter, or during the. Is not it? So it is very, very important, to each one of us who are in the leadership, to manage the performance. But what is the pity over here? Most of the organization, very few organization, they are at home in performance management very well. And the opposite of it is most of the organization, they cannot. And these performance management sessions are cursory at best. And no matter how good performance management system looks on paper, without the right conversation between a boss and a subordinate, the real performance management doesn't happen. A mediocre or the poor performance management is even more likely in a virtual or the hybrid mode. So in this new world, all the downsides, all the downsides that come with poor performance management are even more likely, to occur. So confusion and conflict. See, the confusion and the conflict become more common. The team culture, cohesion, begin to break down. Effective performance management is necessary to achieve our best results. So to develop talent to the fullest and to align a team around a common purpose and shared objectives. As we settle into hybrid world, now is a good time to review what is required to effectively manage and improve performance over time. What is practically living in happy, the persons who are under the control of the performance, they are creating a culture, the culture which is, taking away the job or attrition, making attrition of many people. In certain industry, the executives spend money from their, pockets and generate the fake sales. And this fake business acquisition is known from the top, from the bottom to the top. Asking performance is not bad, but performance mongering, asking the people to do it by hook or by crook, allow them to adopt and create bad practices. These bad practices make them to reach the performance illegitimately. The illegitimate way of achievement performance does not allow them to continue in that organization for a longer period because they are spending money for that. They're bribing different labels to create a fake business or fake sales. Yes, this is nobody is coming voluntarily to say that. I have come across many issue, many national sales manager. many, product manager, they all know this. They all know this. Because you see the inconsistency in the performance. Suppose once in a quarter, end of the day business, in the sales closing day business points to the, the performance issue. If there is a harmonious and a rhythm way of performance throughout the month, then one can understand. Definitely all the people in the leadership, they know this. But most of the leaders, most of the managers, they suffer from this disease, performance management. So it is a bad, people say bad practice. I said it is a disease. Some of the HR summit, we attend and get an opportunity to speak. When I observed that people are sitting to find the root cause of autism in 40%, 42%, 43%. Of course, this number varies from industry to industry. So why these things are happening? Because the leadership asks the performance in one day, do it or hook by crook. That is why the fag end, the tail ender executives, they adopt some, foul practices, bad practices, and illegitimate by adopting illegitimate way, they register the performance, and that performance, does not continue. This happens once in a, month, or once in a quarter, or once in a. So there is no consistency to this. And there must be a regular regime of the performance management conversation. Once in a year is not acceptable and insufficient. This communication from the leadership should be, from the boss to the executive, should be continuous. Okay, particularly once in a quarter is far better, and particularly when people are not in the same locations and don't see other, very often. To achieve the, consistency, performance management session should be scheduled in advance, and an appointment should be kept. So this is not something that always gets scheduled because something more pressing comes out. So this is a regularly scheduled check-in between boss and the subordinate. So more often these happen, the less intimidating and more productive they become. And schedule enough time to actually get into this. And particularly, there must be a clarity. Clarity, this is one of the most difficult and the most, important aspect of every performance management. In order to have productive conversation, there must be clarity about expectation and what goals we are trying to achieve. What are the goals we are going to achieve? There must be a candid transaction, between the boss and the subordinates or the executives. So, what is your particular role and responsibility in achieving this goal? There must be a candid discussions, among them. What specific, behavior to do value in your culture, because it's help us achieve our goals and build our capacity. So what specifically do a boss and a subordinate expect from each other? So that is a most important thing. So of other teammates, and the kind of clarity takes thought and preparation. And because most people either rush through performance management session or try to avoid them altogether. Clarity is frequently lacking. A performance management conversation without clarity, without defining properly, and the thought and preparations required to achieve that clarity is frequently the worst of all worst. The boss and the subordinate check it, but both are left frustrated and confused. So performance may well deteriorate instead of improve. So then, completeness. There are both objective and subjective measures of the performance, and both must be discussed. And how the performance will be achieved? What is the roadmap, and what should be the individual role or the policy of achievement is in the place or not, and where they are lacking, that must be a completeness should be given to the policy on place matter, right? So, and while discussion may be more subjective, what are the things to be done to achieve a particular long-term objective? It may be a weekly, performance. It may be the monthly performance. It may be the quarterly performance. It may be the half-yearly performance, or maybe the annual performance. So, what are the roadmap, and with individual geography, completeness in the preparation must be. So, candor too often people are afraid of straightforward. These are the issues, these are the stalemates, these are the stumbling stones. People don't come out of that. And they're not straightforward to one another. And we are reluctant to hurt someone's feelings. We carry it if we'll make a candid expression how other persons will be hurt by this. Right? So we worry about consequences of a post performance review. So what is being learned is that the lack of candor is far more damaging our time and the candor we feel. And reorienting our mindset about the purpose of performance management can help us to be more candid. Effective performance management is not punitive. A good performance management conversation is about developing talent and unlocking the potential for the better performance. A candid conversation to help someone's course correct is far more better than letting a bad situation linger until more dramatic action is required. And if someone is hurting on all cylinders, a candid recognition of this performance will usually fuel further motivation. Last, but not least, collaboration. When the boss is collaborating with the subordinates or the tail end executives, the performance goes up. So collaboration is key to the performance, right? So this collaboration may be the frequent conversation, maybe the frequency, maintaining a right frequency to discuss, to aware, to help, to solve problems, to clear the path, on the way of the performance, so that the subordinate, so that the tail end executives, will be achieving the required performance. So if the subordinate put all the burdens for a good conversations on the boss, something that is wrong. So ideally, both boss and the subordinate will come to the performance management table with a sincere desire to collaborate in a consistent, clear, complete, and a candid manner. In so doing, both leave the session more aligned and more energized. So this is none of this is easy. All of it requires a certain amount of trust, mutual respect. So many people are tempted to delay and avoid. Don't start the conversation. It doesn't need to be perfect. So might be even awkward at first, but it's okay. Start with a shared goal of getting better over time, but start. So when you're starting this performance management conversation, how about it start? So in your frequent sessions you set for this performance management session, and definitely you will reach at the peak and you will ensure 100% performance management. So as a leader, as a manager, as a boss, or whatever M1, M2, M3 rank you may possess, it doesn't matter. But this performance management is key to your progress, you and your subordinates and the large your organization. So thank you very much. Attending the session performance management. Hope this key takeaway will help you to better your performance, you and your team. And those who are joining, with the back end of the session, those who are joining, for the first time to the session, and they may press the bell icon to subscribe my channel, My Business Cafe, so that this powerful video will be in inbox too. Thank you. Thank you so